going to show you what are the various topics as well as what are the various tools which are available in OBIEE. Maybe once we have started the actual sessions, then I can tell you each and every step how to implement each object. Okay, so in the admin tool there will be 3 layers. One is physical layer and a BMM layer and a presentation layer. So the 3 layers will be at the heart of the all repository management. In the basic physical layer, we will be going to cover the topics like how we have to import the existing tables from the database and various views or any primary key, foreign keys, all those metadata objects which we can import, and to manage them in the physical layer, I am going to cover that part. And business layer, it is just joining various tables based on the business logic and based on the report requirement. In the business layer, there will be various options like providing complex joins and various kinds of joins, as well as defining the hierarchies and segregating the objects into various subject areas. So that will be covered as a business model as well as all these logical tables, joins and columns.
What is the what is the subject area mean? What does it mean?
Subject area means if a company is having various modules, like if I take an ERP company, it will be having various modules like accounts payables, accounts receivables, and payroll. Like that, there will be various modules. So if we are going to build a set of reports, it is basically depends on which module we are going to provide. So we are logically grouping the various objects which are related to a particular entity. That means if we are going to create few HR related reports, then all the HR related tables will be grouped and it will be maintained under a subject area. So that if a developer want to start a report for the payroll division, then he will pick up that HR subject area, and from there he will pick up all the columns and all the information which he needs.
Okay, which layer contains this subject area among these 3 layers?
Yeah, in presentation layer, it is going to be the logical grouping of objects based on subject area, as I said. So there we will be having various groups. Let me show you the example. So as I said, these are the 3 layers. So here you can see what are the folder structure which you are able to see here. All these are called subject areas. Like we have few financial reports. So it will be grouped into one folder, and all the related tables and joins, everything will be
each one is subject area, right? Example, the financial AP balance is one subject area, right?
Yes. if a developer going to start a report for financial AP balances, then he will start picking up the objects from this on the tool, analysis tool. So what are the objects which we are going to provide here? This will be available for the developer for report development. And the person who is having good understanding of data model, they are going to design this data model and this taking care of this repository management in using admin tool. So in a large company, so there will be two kinds of developers. One is basic developers or report developers who is just going to develop the reports based on the existing subject areas. They may not be aware of all joins and all business logic behind the tables. Just they have the idea how to create the report based on the existing information. Whereas there are other roles wherein they are very good at data modeling. So those people, they will be going to create this data model and they are going to design this, which can be published for developers for building their reports. So for example, let me show you. So whenever you say new, it will ask for select subject area. That means on what part you would like to create the report. So if you want to create some report based on customers, then you have to choose this. That means who is the customer having a best relationship, or who is the top 5 customers. Those information if you want to design on a report or to display on a chart, then you have to start with this subject area. And all the objects which are related to customer will be available under here.
Okay, actually, what is this screen actually? Has scope business intelligence development. Is it that you are using in real time, or is for training purpose only?
Yeah, this I am using for training purpose.
Okay.
So here, as I said, the other tool, the admin tool, which is a Windows based tool, which should be installed on the Windows machine. Whereas this is a browser based tool which will be available for the developers. So if there are 10 developers, they can simply log in into this site and they can start developing their own reports.
Oh, I see. So as a developer, they have to work based on this tool, this web-based tool, and also the Windows-based tool, right?
Yes. Yes. What I'm saying is, very large companies, what they do is they have a project team of 100 members, and maybe 80 members they are working on reporting part, and 20 members which are working on designing the admin tool. But if you have taken a small company of say a project consists of just 10 or 8 members, then each and every person may be involving in development of data modeling as well as reporting. That depends on company to company. If it is a very large project, then there will be a strict set of developers just who is going to develop the reports like that.
Okay, fine.
So this is called presentation layer. Presentation layer is nothing but logical grouping of tables which will be based on the business view, and it will be available for the developer. For example, if there is an employee table and if there is a column called EMP name. So EMP name is a shortcut name for the employee name which is stored on the database table column. Whereas on the presentation layer, the person who is going to develop the report, it will appear as an employee name, or else employee first name, or employee middle name, last name, like that. So that when we design the report and run the report, it will clearly show the first name, last name, middle name, like that. instead of simply showing the heading as EMP name. So that kind of
Oh.
beautification we do on the presentation layer.
Okay, when comes to the physical layer, you can import the data and the table from a data warehouse, right?
Yes, we can import the data from data warehouse.
But so the database is physically located on a data warehouse only, isn't it? So in the physical layer, they just maintain the view only, right?
It is just importing the metadata. So just if we know the database credentials, we can just create one connection pool like some ODBC connection or some native connections, and you have to import the metadata. So ideally, whenever if the report has been run, by default it will hit the database and it will pick up the data from the backend tables.
Oh, I see. Okay, so when in the physical layer, you are able to create the new tables also, right?
Yes. Yes, you can create a few new table, but
when you create the new tables, so how it will be stored in the data warehouse, because it should be created in the data warehouse, is it? The tables or any table extension should be done on the data warehouse side, right?
You have two options. One is just importing the table, or else you can create the table structure which is similar to the table which is existing on the backend. Ideally, the table will be available on the backend database only, and no table exists. Only metadata exists on the RPD.
Okay, so even if you create the table in the physical layer of OBIEE, it will be stored in the data warehouse, isn't it? That's what you meant, right?
Yes. Yes, it will. I mean, it is just linking between the database and this front-end physical layer. Ideally, it will hit the database only, and it will pick the table data from the tables. There is no table. Only metadata information will be stored in this repository.
Okay.
So basically, the whole logic will be involved in all these three layers. Like for example, you import the table, EMP table and DEPT table from here, and you will create the joins. If it is already existing on the database, you can just get those joins, or else you can do your own joins, or you can do some complex joins in the BMM layer, and you can bring them into the logical grouping of presentation layer, wherein you can.
So you cannot do the joins at the physical layer, right?
Physical layer, like physical joins, if it is existing on the database, it will be picked up, or else you can mention the join here itself.
So if it is already existing, then it will be available here. So if you want to create the new join, then you have to create in the BMM layer, right?
Yes, we have to create in BMM layer.
Okay.
So after you have created all these three layers, there will be some additional options like implementing the security, as well as creation of some variables, runtime variables, runtime parameters, and few session variables. All these things can be created. For example, if a user is running, he should be able to see the data of only the sites which he belongs to, or the region which he belongs to. So that kind of security need to be implemented. Similarly, if a report is executing for various countries' data, and if the head of that country is looking at the report, he should be able to see only the country data he belongs to. So that kind of security has to be implemented.
Mm-hmm. I
And
see.
after completing all those repository changes, there will be few validations which you need to check, like whether the joins which you have created are they meaningful, or is there anything wrong in the syntax of those joins. All those things need to be checked.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be some logging option which can be enabled. That means whenever the report runs, whatever the query which it is going to generate, we can get that and we can fire that query for testing on the as a part of testing.
Mm-hmm.
And there are few calculations which you can do. For example, if there is in the table there is a column A and column B, and if you want to get the multiplication of A and B, you can do all those things on the DMM layer,
Mm-hmm.
doing some complex calculations. Also, if there is a employee and if there is a manager, in order to get the hierarchies, you can create the hierarchies. Like whenever we are creating a report, you can see the data at very high level, that is at country level, and you can drill down to the lowest level, that is region or state level, again city level, like that you can go. So that kind of hierarchies we need to design. That is dimensional hierarchies and creating level
Okay.
based modules.
Okay. Once again, this all these changes we do at the DMM and the physical and the presentation layer, all will go to the if how do you compile all these changes? So where it will be stored? It will be stored like RPD file, right?
Yes, yes.
So all these the whole set of changes will be compiled into the RPD file, isn't it?
Yes. That RPD file will exist on the server, which will pick the metadata from that RPD file where and when it required.
So the
So
RPD file,
whenever we do few changes to the RPD, again we need to update to the server so that it will pick up the latest changes.
okay, so will that be several RPD, or will be only one for a project?
It will be, for a project it will be only one RPD, whereas within that RPD you can segregate based on logical groupings. Like if you are running with two projects and if you have only one set of OBIEE server, then still you can be able to manage, because they will be segregated as a different groupings as subject areas. So here you have the option of importing multiple databases.
Okay, in the real time, suppose for a project, okay, let's say there is only one RPD. There are 10 developers working on the same RPD. So how they will share the RPD and how they will compile the changes into the same RPD?
Yeah, OBIEE supports this mechanism of working multiple developers on a single RPD. Basically, whenever if a developer touching any object, it will do the option of checkout and check-in.
Okay.
So it will internally manages the changes done by various developers, and there will be one key developer who is going to match all the changes done by different developers.
Okay. So once if a developer check out one object, it won't be checked out by other developers, is it?
Yeah, it depends on the logical group. For example, if there is this module, global cache, and if the developer who is going to work on this part, this whole part will be checked out. So if there is another developer who want to work on a different module, he can open the other one which can get checked out for him. So the project manager who is going to assign developers for this admin tool they will have a clear idea who is going to work on which module and which part he is going to touch. And at the end of the day or at the end of every week, based on the developments happening, they can merge the changes done by different developers. For example, if there is a developer who is working on this project or this module and another person who is working on a different module, they can do all those changes, and at the end of the day, there will be one merge process which need to be run, so that all the changes done by each and every developer will be saved across all developers. And there will be option of developing online and offline. Here if you see, you have showing the repositories online, and there is another option called offline. That means various developers, they can just get a copy of the actual RPD and they can do their own changes, and at last they can publish their changes into the online RPD. That is another kind of mechanism.
Will it be a separate process like server and local, isn't it? Or
yes. If it is say online, means that is connected to the server. So whatever the changes which you are making, it is getting reflected on the server. Whereas offline means it will be stored on your local machine, and you can do whatever the changes you need, and they will reflect only the changes once it is published onto the server.
I see.
So usually on companies, they follow a particular mechanism, like at the end of day they are going to publish all their offline versions to the online, or maybe on a weekly basis, like that.
I see. Okay. And also during the course time, I want to know the what is that the real-time documentations, and also how the work assignment will be coming and how we have to do that. So all these things I want to know. I don't want just the course contents only. In the real time, how it will be used. Even the small things also I should know. That is my expectation from this course.
Yeah, that's fine, Karthik, but OBIEE tool is a very vast tool wherein it has multiple topics to cover, and in order to cover each and every aspect of each object, it is going to take much time, as well as you are asking for informatic and DAC, which itself take another more number of sessions. So along with that, if you are like interested in knowing the various documents used and all, the number of sessions is going to increase.
I see.
Because if we are going to spend some time on that part, you may some time which is which need to cover the topics on the OBIEE tool.
Okay, so we'll yeah.
Maybe whenever it is possible, I will try to give few real-time examples and what kind of scenarios we follow. But documentation and all, it depends. Like if it is a simple case, then maybe I can provide few documents, or I can tell you the procedure they are following.
Okay, for the practice session, will you give me some what is it, the assignments, or how need to be practiced and all as a part of this course?
Yes, I can give you few assignments.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so next comes to the topic of security, which I have earlier told, like there will be various kinds of securities. For example, if there are two reports, one report need to be accessed by the regional manager, and another report, it might be used only for the center head. So we need to set the security so that only the person who is intended to access that report can be accessed. For example, let me show you. So if there are two reports here, and for this report one only there should be access to the user one, and for this report two only user two should have access. So the developer has to set all those security so that only the relevant user will be able to access that. That is object level security, and the other option is data level security. Like as I said earlier, even the same report has been run by different users. Only the relevant data which they are intended to see should be seen by them. And there are some repository variables and session variables. Like for example, if the user is running the report, then he should be able to see the current time on the report, or report runtime, at what time the report has been run. So in order to get those options, or else the person who is going to run the report, his name should be shown on the report heading. So in order to achieve those kind of cases, we have to set some variables. Working with various views in analysis. So up to here it is going to be the part of RPD tool, whereas from number 11 it is going to be the analysis tool. Analysis tool, as I said, it is a browser based tool where it will be having multiple options. For example, there are multiple kinds of report requirements. If a user requires a list table, or he may require some pivot table, or he may require multiple charts. So all those things is going to be developed in the analysis tool. For example, if you want to create a pie chart, you have to choose this option, or else if you want to create the table, simple table having the data required by the user, you can do that. So all those things we can do in this analysis tool. And at the time of developing the report, there might be few cases like only the country one data has to be displayed, or all the employees whose salary is greater than 50,000 has to be displayed. So all those things we are going to do in the analysis tool. Dashboard creation and modification. So dashboard is nothing but a set of reports which are interrelated to each other, and which will give the decision making managers the overview of how the particular business is happening.
Okay, fine. Okay, one question, Rama. Okay, to work as a developer, so how many environment he may need to involve? Like you have shown me two, right? One is the web-based one, and the other one is the Windows-based one. So apart from this, so is any other environment, work environment is there, or working tool is there?
The other tool is DAC, DAC tool. That itself is a different tool where it will be having multiple options to schedule and manage the various reports and ETL logic. That is as a part of ETL data extraction and scheduling, there will be two tools like Informatica. You already know that.
Actually, the scheduling can be done in the Informatica tool itself, right? Why they need the additional DAC?
Yeah, actually, the Informatica scheduling is having very limited options, whereas DAC it is having multiple options which will support various tools. Like if there is some Unix script which need to be scheduled, that can be done, as well as if there is some Essbase cube which need to be scheduled, it can be done. So it is a third party kind of tool wherein you can schedule Informatica objects as well as various kinds of Unix scripts, shell scripts, as well as Windows batch scripts. All those things can be scheduled, and there are
the Unix scripts cannot be executed in the Informatica Power Center.
Yes, you can do that.
Yes, you can do
Unix
that.
script also you can do.
Okay. Okay, you may proceed. So, okay, the DAC and this one, the OBIEE tool, and what do you call the web-based screen?
Web-based is analysis.
Analysis screen.
In 11g, yes, in 11g it is called analysis, whereas in 10g it is called as answers tool.
Oh, in 11g it is analysis tool, right?
Yes.
Okay, the one you are showing is an analysis tool.
Yes.
Okay.
So, if you know about these tools, that is enough for the reporting part. Like in this tool itself, there are various options. Like there is additional options for scheduling the reports. DAC is for scheduling the Informatica jobs, whereas for scheduling the reports, there is another scheduler tool which is inbuilt available in this analysis tool, that is browser-based tool.
Okay, this one, another question, when I apply for a job, I should apply for OBIEE developer or any other role? Any other role is suitable?
OBIEE developer.
OBIEE developer only, right? Because I have already 8 years of experience, so when I apply for the OBIEE job, is there any other job than the OBIEE developer?
Basically, there is another concept called OBIEE, that is pre-built analytics provided by Oracle, which is for the ERP business. That is, for example, as I said earlier, for larger companies, they will be having various divisions like payroll division as well as accounts, financial division, like that. So they have already provided a very huge number of reports, predefined reports. So that is another job. Like half of the companies, along with OBIEE tool, they are going to use the OBIEE analytics which are provided by the Oracle itself, and the rest of the companies they are just using this OBIEE tool, but they are going to develop their own reports.
I see.
But that is a totally different concept.
Okay, that one, okay, that is fine. What I'm asking, within the OBIEE itself, will there be any role other than the developer?
No, only developer is the tool. OBIEE admin will be there, wherein you are going to work on admin tool, but developer means 80% of their work will be on this analysis tool only. But if there is some dual role wherein if few persons they can handle both this admin tool as well as the analysis tool. So if you take any company, these two tools are enough.
Okay, so is how about the what is it, the OBIEE architect role?
OBIEE architect means again it will be depends on this data modeling and all these concepts only.
I see.
For you, I suggest OBIEE developer is the best suitable role.
Oh. Okay. fine.
So as a part of reports, there, as I said, there will be various kinds of reports like list table, pivot table, and various kinds of charts, pie chart, bar chart, line chart. So we are going to cover all those things, how each and everything can be developed, and there are various options available for that. For example, drilling from a chart to a table, or converting a chart to a table or table to a chart, having multiple views of a particular report. All those things will be covered. Also drilling down from one report to another report, and having a summary and detailed reports, master detail analysis reports. Those things will be covered.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it. Like if you are aware of this admin tool and analysis, and there are very many options which you can try on your own whenever you have time, once we have covered those sessions.
Okay. Okay, fine. So okay, at the bottom you mentioned the interview questions and the project write-ups. Oh, so you will assist me with the resume and
resume and all. Maybe you can check in some internet sites and all. Whereas interview questions, I can guide you.
Okay, so you will send me the document, is it, the FAQ questions?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, fine. So how about the other things, the BA publisher and the other things? So will it be under this course or different?
Now BA publisher and all those things will be different course. That is different. That itself will take another some 20-30 sessions.
I see. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, fine, Rama. So is there anything else you want to tell, or you want to check with me? Okay, so is any other request is for taking this course?
Prerequisite is you should be aware of all the data warehouse concepts. You should have good database skill set. Like various kinds of joins available, primary